Hey everyone, we are going to work on a pretty neat little micro interaction from the button level, the small UI element level, and also from the little level up here when it comes to the cart changing because of it. So we've designed this page before. Obviously it has a level up in fidelity now, so definitely has changed a bit from when I last showed it. And now I have the card up here because I was thinking about having the card up there and having it always available. So let's jump in. So I have some interactive buttons here. So I have let's jump a little closer. We have a click state because there's no hover state on your mobile screen. So we're going to have this click state, and then we'll have like a trigger just to pop this little check mark. Let me show you how it looks. So I'm over here in my add to cart prototype. What I'm going to do is I'm going to click, and it's just going to pop that button for me. So this has a nice little bounce. And over here, as you can see, this cart, you can click it, and we have our cart overlay popping up. So let's do that again. Pay attention to the cart up top. So, we have that cart showing some sort of change, and this is where we're going to prototype this interaction a bit more. Maybe in the future, will it be like a red dot bouncing, or will it be like the cart changing in color or something like that? Just something or some sort of indicator that's really going to help users understand, hey, you have something in your cart. So let's go a little deeper. We are going to copy these screens. Step 1, and I'm just going to place them over here. And we're going to delete some of these little clicks. We already know how to do the overlay, but we will do it again. So we are going to create our own button. Let's take a look at our button over here. So what we have is we have this button where, if we go into our default, we have no showing button. This part we do, it's small and it's the same color as this. Let me show you how I did it. So I am gonna once again create add to cart. This is our button. I'm actually going to steal the button, to be honest, because it'll just be easier instead of recreating that wheel over and over again. So here we go. We have our button, and if you look inside, we're just going to detach that. If you look inside, you have the interface icon. Which one is it? It's the check icon. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a copy over here. And here, I'm going to change that label to added. And then I'm actually going to open that button up, and I'm going to, I want to create another one right here, but you'll see that the color is, this yellow. We can use that here. And we can make sure that these are attached, and then we can go to 0. It's only going to let us go to 1. We can even go, see how far we can go down on this one. We can do 0.25, or we can, let's see, can we even do 0.01? Yeah, we can do 0.01. So it's almost like it's kind of not even there. So super small. And at this point, we are just going to make that come up there. So there we go. We have our whole thing almost played out. We have click, boom, boom. So let's turn this into a little animation. First, I do want to make this a little darker. We can actually just grab that color there. This is near black, and select all our items. We are going to make an interactive component. So we all know how to make a component set. So selecting all of them, and then we have a property automatically. And I'm just going to call this property state. And here, this is my default. This one is going to be my added state. Added check state. You can call these whatever you want. And then we'll go into our prototype tab. So over here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to, on click, let's just do a nice little animation like this. Let's just keep it to 300. And then here, what we're going to do is on the after delay, which is going to be maybe around like 150 milliseconds, we can now use like smart animate, and maybe we'll do like some bounce. Super cool. And then when we're done, let's go all the way back. So after delay, we'll do maybe 300 milliseconds, and we will just go to smart animate and ease out. And there we go. So we'll see how that plays out. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab this, I'm going to copy it, go into here. You know, we can also just, you know, put a new instance in there. But we have our add to cart button. We can call this like our add to cart button v2 so we don't get confused with what's already there. Let's see if that is the one that is in there. Yeah, there it is, v2. So let's take a look in a second. So we're going to start that flow point right there. I'm going to call this my v2. Let's go to project prototypes. So I'm just going to drag this down so I have more viewing room. So based off of what we have here, we have this state where, you know, it pops like that. Okay, so pretty close. So what we are going to do now is make sure everything is set properly. Hug, hug. Perfect. We look at our items here. Fill, fill, fill. Okay. Perfect. We can actually, you know, just make this an auto layout frame and select all of them. Fill. Let's see how it goes. There we go. Beautiful. Love it. And I think we can actually tighten this little interaction a bit more, so it can be more like 700. Beautiful. Okay, so that is our current iteration of that. Now what I'm going to do is, you'll notice in this other screen here, what we want to do is we want to make sure, let's make sure this one is set to fill container first. So yeah, we can have it play there, but I also want to have like a little trigger here saying that, hey, when I click this, you know, this automatically gets updated. And let's go to our prototype tab and we click this button. So on click, just going to make sure that it's on the smart animate, and we can just do 300 milliseconds. Let's see. So what happens is since we put that after delay on that second button, it's automatically going to go to the check state. And we're going to have that available. So let's do it again. Boom. So everything works out that way. You know, we can even play with this a little bit more. So say we want to come here. Oops. There wasn't enough space there. So say if we come here, we can go to this side. And I'm going to just not use an auto layout frame, because what I'm going to do, I'm going to just remove these auto layout frames. I'm just going to bring this up a bit. Oops. This cart container, you know, we can use it as a group. Pop it. So after this animation plays out, we can do something like we can even make sure that this is bouncy as well. So we can do a bounce. Let's see how it works. So we have this little cart like popping up here. It's like, boom. Looking good. And now we can tighten up this whole little animation. So now that this comes in, we are going to, say over here, after delay of like 1, go right into that. So let's see. Pretty cool. Boom. So the last piece here is just making sure that we land on the default so it doesn't start over again. So boom. And this item comes back. So that is how you can create some of your own. You don't need to add this whole ballooning of the item here. You can keep it pretty simple like I had originally. You can then, go ahead and connect this, on click, open overlay, and it's gonna be bottom center, dissolve, no, not dissolve, sorry, move in. And so we can do something like this. Just make sure that it's not bouncy. If it's too bouncy, then, everything's gonna kind of fall apart here. This one is ease out. This one is, you can use ease out if you want to get that interaction right. And there you go. So yeah, there is how you can put that together. I don't think I'm going to really like this pop. Maybe we have to have a different one for it. So we can actually, get that interaction right. As you can tell, there's a lot of different thought that just goes into, using these interactions properly. So we have on click, and we can use smart animate, and we can use a bouncy move. And there we go. That's much more cleaner. And there you go. That's how you can start applying a bunch of different interactions to all of your new designs.